Hi everybody, something different for Dark Matter Workshop this week. I made a little diorama slash display piece. My father is a collector of rally cars and I wanted something for him to display his cars with. This piece was inspired by the Rally of Monte Carlo and it's quite barren, quite simple, because I wanted to emphasize the cars that are going to be presented on top. If you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, you know what to do. And I'll see you next week for a new project. Till then, welcome to the workshop. Okay, so let's start with the tools and the materials that we will be needing for this project. I had a bunch of 5mm foam board laying around that I was going to use. And I made a bunch of rock casts. I got it carried away, as I tend to do with these kinds of projects. And I already made a box without taking any footage. Now, there isn't much interesting to be seen about gluing pieces of foam board together, and besides, this is not how I recommend you tackle this job, but this is how I do it. The result is okay. I glued all these things together with hot glue. Now it's time to start adding detailing, and we're gonna start by an asphalt road. I used 5mm foam board for this. Without the cardboard, you can remove it, but you can just buy it without the cardboard, much easier. Start by making a convex shape in the road. I drew on a bunch of cracks that I just go through with a needle tool. And the second texture that I'm going to apply is with a lava rock. Just bash it on to simulate all the little wear and tear in the asphalt, and as you can see here, that's quite enough. Let's glue it to the model. I use hot glue for this because it goes really fast. Boom, done. Next step, I weathered the little box a little bit more to give it a bit more variation in shape. I concentrated this to the front as I'm going to glue some cardboard to the sides to get rid of that ugly foam board. Now it's time to fill up all the holes and to bring all the pieces together. For this I use a little bit of spackle mixed up with some water, and I just smear it on. Then it's time to lay down a first coat of paint, heavy charcoal by Vallejo, on the asphalt road. Now this is a step that if I were to do this again, that I would wait, because now I'm going to start by painting the background. I use a dark sea blue color as a base coat, then a mixture with a little bit of light sea blue. The idea is to make a sky backdrop. Then a little bit of light blue, and finally some gray. As you can see, the overspray over the asphalt road means I have to paint it again, so the rocks got enough white color. Again, a bit of charcoal on the road, and then a brown color to the sides of the road and to where mud would be. Time to hit the rocks. I start by putting down a sepia wash with a sponge, then a brown wash in the same manner, and finally a bit of black wash all over the rocks to bring out that lovely detail from the casts that we made. And this is the result after washing. Time to lay down some dry brushing. We start by a mixture of charcoal and grays for the asphalt road. I highlight up to a medium gray. And then it's time for a bunch of weathering. I use sepia and brown. I concentrate these colors to the side of the road to blend in the dirt, and at the center of the model to simulate where the cars are driving. Time for a bunch of highlights for the rock. I start by laying down a layer of stone gray. And then I mix in some ivory. Side paneling, as I said before, is just cardboard cut to size, glued on with PVA. And then it's time to get back to the detailing of the model. I use Luke's APS base ready arid grasslands because it has everything in it that you need. I'm going to start by laying down some of the bigger rocks to the side of the road. And then I sprinkle on a bit more of the detail. It's a mixture of little rocks, pigments, tile grout. So just apply it to the appropriate places. And then I wet it with a mixture of about 80% water, 20% isopropanol. And then I lay down the glue mixture to the appropriate places. This glue is a mixture of 1 part PVA glue, 2 parts water, and a bit of isopropanol. Then we're going to start with adding vegetation. First step is static grass. For this I use the Static Grass King, probably the best machine you can buy for this purpose. Expect a good, bad, and ugly review soon. And this is the result. Very nice looking. To give a bit more variation, I use the same machine to make some grass tufts. And I apply these with a bit of thinned down PVA glue to the appropriate places. Time to make some more vegetation. I'm going to make some flowers. This is cocoa fiber. Simply put on a blob of super glue and I put it into this crunched up flowers that I once bought. Apply a little bit of super glue to the bottom of the stem and push it in between the static grass. For some more variation, I add just a couple of strands of the cocoa fiber. That I cut to shape with scissors. And then a final vegetation step is little blossom tufts by Bin Nature. These are self-adhesive, but just to make sure I add a little bit of super glue and I push these in. Very nice looking flowers. And then finally some more colors with the Woodland Scenics Fine Turf and a bit of dried leaves by Tremendous. Same principle as the Luke's APS base ready I did before, just sprinkle on the elements to the base. And this is the Fine Turf by Woodland Scenics, just to add a little bit more color. Again, sprinkle everything with a PVA / ISO mixture, and again with the scenic glue. Let everything dry thoroughly, and then it's time to add a last step. As I said in the intro, this piece was inspired by the Rally of Monte Carlo, so we are going to need some snow. I use the Games Workshop variant that I still had lying around from a couple of years ago. A little bit different this time. I use again the same scenic glue, but now I mist it all over the model with a spray bottle that I recuperated. And then with using a fine sieve, I just sprinkle on the snow until I'm happy with the results. And then time for a mistake. I thought I would simulate where the tires would hit the road by getting my brush out and removing a bit of the snow, but that result kind of sucked. So I just reapplied a bit of snow to cover it up, and then I mixed a little bit of PVA water and snow powder to simulate piles of packed together snow, which I apply at the center of the road and to the sides. And then finally, to blend in the little piles of snow into the base, I reapply a little bit of snow powder and a final dusting of the scenic glue mix to fix everything. And that's it for this project. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you soon for our next project. Please like, subscribe, you know what to do. Go check out my Instagram or my Facebook page if you want to keep up with the new developments in the Dark Matter Workshop world. Once again, thank you very much everybody, and I'll see you soon for a new update here on Dark Matter Workshop. Bye.